The boy sat obediently at the dining table, but his mother poured hot porridge directly onto his head. The boy was stunned and overwhelmed by the burning sensation. He desperately rubbed his head, yet he didn't dare utter a single cry. Taiji is only 9 years old this year, but since he was old enough to understand things, he has experienced domestic violence. For several times he has been beaten until they couldn't get up. However, the next day, he puts on a happy facade. Those who don't know would assume he comes from a happy family. Only he knows that his family has long been broken. Taiji's parents have always had a troubled relationship. Both of them have been unfaithful. One day, Taiji's father found evidence of his wife's infidelity and confronted Taiji about it. He asked Taiji who drove them when they went out to play since his mother couldn't drive. Of course, Taiji didn't reveal the truth to his father. Taiji's father became furious. He rudely pushed Taiji against the wall and pressed him to the ground. Then he grabbed his feet and hung him up. Obviously, this didn't alleviate his anger, so he locked his son in a cupboard and went to confront his wife. Taiji Saturday there, feeling lonely and worried about his mom. Suddenly, the cupboard door was opened, and when he looked up, it was his mom. Taiji exclaimed with excitement, "Mom," but his mom had a cold expression on her face. She questioned, "You little brat, didn't you tell your dad everything?" Taiji was confused, his small eyes filled with disbelief. "I didn't say anything," he replied, but his mom clearly didn't believe him. A few days later, using the excuse that Taiji was overweight, his mom decided to send him to a special school. Taiji silently walked out of the house and happened to see his neighbor, an old lady. He put on a bright smile, but the old lady sensed that something was wrong from his smile. She asked him what had happened. Although the old lady wasn't Taiji's real grandmother, she had always been kind to him. Every time he was beaten by his mother, he would hide in a corner, and the old lady would always be the first one to find him. She would clean him up and give him something to eat. Only the old lady could see the pain behind his smile. When the old lady learned that Taiji was going to a special school, she became angry. She questioned Taiji's mother about why she would do such a thing. Taiji's mother, with a disdainful expression, replied, "Taiji isn't your child. What business is it of yours?" Taiji, who was hiding in the staircase, witnessed everything. He immediately ran inside with a smile and said, "Mom, I'm willing to go to that school. Don't worry about it." In this world, besides the old lady, his mother was the person he loved the most. He would rather sacrifice himself than see these two people argue. The son wanted to eat first, but the mother kicked him directly against the wall. She grabbed a racket and fiercely swung it down. 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits. The racket landed heavily on Taiji's body. The intense pain made him unable to help but scream for help. But his mother, with a cold expression, continued to beat him. His sister, scared, hid nearby, covering her ears and dared not look. She knew that her brother was a well-behaved boy. Her mother was not beating him because he did something wrong. She was simply venting her emotions. Soon, the mother had enough of beating. She took her clothes and left the house. Taiji, lying on the floor, endured the pain. He slowly propped himself up using a nearby chair, saying that he wasn't hurt. He made his way towards the refrigerator. Opening the refrigerator door, he took out a piece of ham and happily started eating it. Indeed, food has the power to heal everything. Just a year ago, this 9-year-old child was sent to a special school by his mother. Before leaving, the old lady gave him a cookie tin. Inside were a stack of postcards and a letter. "Taiji, if you ever feel lonely, write a postcard to me. I will definitely receive it." The warmth from the old lady made this resilient chubby kid unable to hold back anymore. He cried heavily in the car. If possible, he wished that he doesn't have to be obedient. A year passed quickly. Taiji ran back happily with the cookie tin in his arms. But he didn't see the old lady. His mother had divorced his father as well. Taiji wanted to go find the old lady, but his mother rudely pushed him into the car, taking him away. And in that cookie tin, there was one last postcard. On it was a portrait of a family of 4. But now, it seems, that postcard will never be sent. After the divorce, Taiji's mother became even more unpredictable in her temperament. She would dress up beautifully every day and go out to meet different men. Whenever she was unhappy, she would take it out on Taiji and physically abuse him. Taiji grew up like this until he was 17 years old. In these years, Taiji's mom kept bringing different men home every day, and she still looked at Taiji with disgust. However, Taiji remained by her side. Today is Taiji's mother's birthday, and Taiji had prepared a mixed rice dish for her, eagerly awaiting her return. But as soon as she arrived, she overturned the meal and started physically assaulting Taiji once again. It was evident that she had been rejected by another man. As always, this time, Taiji didn't want to endure it anymore. He made his first act of resistance. "Why should I care if you've been rejected by others?" His mother became angry that her son dared to resist. She ran to the kitchen and picked up a knife, pointing it at her son. "This woman doesn't deserve to be a mother at all. Just because she got dumped by a man, she takes it out on her son." Blood gushed out from Taiji's wound. Sitting on the ground, He covered the wound in pain. He loudly questioned his mother. "Do you hate me that much?" At this moment, his mother went insane too. She demanded Taiji to leave immediately and never come back. When she said this, Taiji's heart was broken. He chose to run away from home. 6 years passed in the blink of an eye. Taiji relied on his own abilities and established a firm position in a company. His boss liked him very much, and he also made a group of good friends. Finally, he started living a normal life. Through social media, he got in touch with his sister, whom he hadn't seen in years. His sister is now in the United States, and she hasn't seen their mother for a long time either. Taiji asked her not to give his contact information to their mother, but his sister still did. Not long after, Taiji received a phone call from his mother, asking him to attend a funeral. It was the funeral of his mother's lover, who had a family of his own. However, his mother remained faithful and followed him. She even took over his company and repaid his $1 million debt on his behalf. Seeing his mother's appearance, Taiji felt a deep sense of distress in his heart. Once again, he chose to forgive and stayed by his mother's side to take care of her. Just like he did in his childhood, every time his mother would hit him, he would still wait for her to fall asleep and cover her with a blanket. Not long after, his mother fell ill, and Taiji took care of her attentively by her side. To make her happy, Taiji made her favorite pick a pumpkin. His mother didn't say anything, but managed to finish it with delight. Taiji's considerate care finally touched his mother deeply. She revealed a secret to him. It turned out that when she was pregnant with Taiji, she had considered having an abortion. However, her in-laws forced her to keep the baby. This already caused her great pain, but to make matters worse, her husband cheated on her while she was pregnant. Regardless of what happened, a mother who treats her own son in such a way truly doesn't deserve to be called a mother. What is your perspective on this? Alright, that concludes this episode. See you in the next video.